Hello, everyone. We are live, and thank you for taking the time today to jump on here with me. I really appreciate it. Um, our topic today is how one idea can turn into weeks of content without running out of things to say. But before we carry on, just drop me a hashtag live or a hashtag replay and let me know where you're watching from, because it would be lovely to know how far this training goes out there. So, if you're an affiliate marketer, a digital marketer, or building any kind of online business, you've probably had this thought at some point: what on earth am I going to post today? I know I have. And it does get difficult because you sit down to create content, you stare at the screen, and it feels like you need a brand new idea every single time. A new angle, a new hook, a new story. Now, I can honestly say that I thought that probably for at least the first 6 months. And it gets exhausting. It really does. And what I've noticed now is people either stop posting consistently, start copying what everyone else is doing, and there's a huge cohort of that going on, or jumping into AI, hoping it will magically solve the problem. And sadly, AI doesn't. Because until you know what you're putting into AI is good and what's going to come out the other end is what you need, AI doesn't work. But today I want to show you something that changed the way I think about content completely. Because usually the problem isn't lack of ideas. The real problem is that marketers don't know how to fully use the ideas they already have. And we all have a whole stack of ideas. We're just not tapping into them. So a lot of affiliate marketers believe content starts with an idea to a post and then it's done. So you write one post, you share the idea once, then you move on and try to invent something new tomorrow. And that's what difficult. It's like every day you end up feeling like content is a treadmill. It's God, I can still remember how I used to feel. I used to feel so overwhelmed with what could I talk about. And that was normally after I'd spent hours scrolling my feed looking for ideas. You're constantly running just to keep up. At least that was how I felt. But the marketers who seem to post consistently, attract attention, and build authority, they're usually doing something very different. They're not creating more ideas, they're extracting more value from the same ideas. The truth most content creators miss: one idea is rarely just one piece of content. One idea can become a story, a teaching post, a mistake you made, a lesson you learned, a checklist, a conversation starter, even a short email, a DM discussion, or, like we're here today, a live training, all from the same core insight. And once you understand this, content becomes much easier because instead of asking, what should I post today? You start asking, how many ways can I teach this one idea? So, where do the good ideas actually come from? Most people think good content ideas have to be clever or original, and they don't. That's the reality. They don't. In fact, most valuable ideas come from ordinary places. For example, a mistake you made in your business, something that confused you when you started, a process you figured out the hard way, a shortcut that saves time, or a question that people keep asking you. Those everyday experiences are content gold. And the reason why is because if you struggled with something, there are thousands of people a few steps behind you who are struggling with the exact same thing. And that's where your authority comes from. Not from being the smartest person in the room, but from being one step ahead and willing to share what you're learning. So you're turning one idea into multiple pieces of content. So let's make this practical. Imagine your idea is, I struggle to get sales because I didn't understand my audience. Now, that single insight can turn into multiple posts. For example, a story post. You share the moment you realized you were speaking to the wrong audience. A teaching post. You explain why audience clarity matters. A mistake post. You talk about the signs someone doesn't understand their audience. A checklist post. You give people 3 questions to help them identify their ideal customer. A conversation post. You ask your audience what they are struggling with most right now. Every one of these posts come from the same core idea, but each one reaches people in a significantly different way or slightly different way. And why this works so well on social media? Well, there are 2 reasons this works. First reason is your audience doesn't see everything you post. Social media isn't like a classroom where everyone hears the full lesson. People dip in and people dip out, which means repeating that core message in different ways helps more people understand it. Second reason, repetition builds authority. When people consistently see you talking about the same topic, the same problems, the same solutions, you become known for that space. And when people become known for something, they become trusted. So the simple exercise I want you to try, if you were ever stuck for content, do this. Write down 5 ideas. They don't need to be brilliant, just things you've learned. For example, a mistake you made, something that finally clicked for you, a tool you now use, a habit that helped you improve, a lesson which you wish you'd learnt sooner. Then ask yourself, how many different ways could I talk about this? You'll be surprised how quickly one idea turns into multiple posts, multiple conversations, and multiple opportunities to help people. Affiliate marketing is not just about links, it's about teaching and it's about trust. People buy through people they trust, and trust is built through consistent content that shows your thinking, your experiences, your lessons. You don't need endless new ideas. You need clarity on the ideas you already have. And the marketers who struggle with content are usually chasing new ideas. The marketers who succeed are deepening the ideas they already understand. Same ideas, better use of them. And that's the difference. Now, if you've been posting and trying different ideas but still not seeing consistent results, I've created a 30-day hands-on program to fix that. It will be kicking off in April. We'll lock in your ideal buyer, turn your content into conversations, and get you to your first real commission. I'm only taking a handful of people this month because we work closely together one-to-one, and I want to make sure it actually moves the needle for you. So if that sounds like what you need or something you would be interested in, drop momentum in the comments so you can see all the details and grab your spot. So I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And if you're watching later and you have questions, I will get back to you probably tomorrow. Meanwhile, have a good weekend. It's almost the weekend yet again, and I will uh, see you on the next one, next Thursday. Bye for now.